The world of the Chroniclers of Cain is filled with monsters, but their horror does not come from appearance alone. Every creature possesses defined mechanics. Curses alter the body. Necromancy destroys autonomy. Voidborn entities corrupt reality. Shadowborn creatures manipulate darkness and physical law. At the center of this nightmare stands Cain Greythornne, an immortal, decaying hunter, struggling to remain human while surrounded by creatures that turn flesh, memory, identity, and death into weapons. The mortal realm of Dor stands at the center of a growing cosmological convergence. The death realm enters through locations such as the village with no name, where weakened reality allows death lords and their servants to cross. The void corrupts. Sanctuaries such as the Temple of Kodiak and the Spelak region, transforming sacred ground into breeding sites for the Voidborn hive. The Shadow Realm uses black Dor's temporary tiers across the night sky that allow organized, Shadowborn hunting parties to enter Dor. These are not random invasions. 3 different supernatural systems are pressing against the same mortal world. The Greythornne curse prevents Cain Greythornne from dying, but it does not preserve his flesh. His body remains trapped in continuous necrosis. Alchemical embalming fluid and specialized healing brews stabilize the decay. When those supplies fail, consuming human flesh temporarily repairs the damage. Neither method provides a cure. Cain must also carry soil from Greythornne inside a chest pouch. This earth tether suppresses the feral madness created by his curse. His mount, Deadwind, survives through a different mechanism. The spirit violently possesses a living horse and uses that animal as a temporary physical vessel. The fresh dead are murdered villagers, reanimated immediately through blood magic. Their bodies remain relatively intact, allowing them to perform coordinated movements and complex tactical swarms under direct, necromantic control. Husks are advanced. Corpses reduced to rotting mass and physical violence. They draw black sludge, crush targets beneath their weight, and can bite through armor. Dismemberment is the most reliable method of stopping them. Skeletons form the lowest but most numerous tier. Green necromantic fire burns inside their eye sockets. They carry rusted weapons and sometimes use gravestones as shields. Their bones break easily, but they never tire, panic, or retreat. Lord Locke represents the highest known authority within the Death Realm's command structure. His arrival requires blood sacrifice and precise celestial alignment. Once summoned, he wields heedless black fire, capable of unmaking necromancers. The victim's skin cracks, their bones become visible, and their bodies are erased before they can resist. His greatest power is absolute command over the dead. With a single motion, Law can sever the animation magic, sustaining an entire undead army. Thousands of active corpses can become inert bone and meat within a fraction of a second. The Everchange develops through 4 known stages. It begins as a humanoid organism distinguished by wet, obsidian black eyes. During the second stage, it studies its prey and develops the ability to mimic physical forms and create additional copies. The third stage produces a larger demonic body adapted for direct combat. During the final stage, the creature disperses its mass and begins the process of renewal. Despite its constant adaptation, the Everchange possesses one critical weakness. Fire destabilizes its morphing structure. Once ignited, it burns rapidly and collapses into a steaming mass of ash. The siren of tentacles hunts through psychic pressure rather than physical pursuit. Its telepathic song attacks motor control, leaving the victim conscious but unable to move, flee, or call for help. The siren then surrounds the immobilized body with its tentacles. Hundreds of small mouths begin feeding at the same time. The process is controlled and methodical. When the creature finishes, it leaves behind a completely stripped skeleton marked by precise rows of surgical bite wounds. The absence of struggle at the scene does not indicate a peaceful death. It means the victim was paralyzed before consumption began. The Voidborn coven combines physical cruelty with deliberate, psychological enslavement. Its witches carry barbed whips, formed from shadow-treated leather. These weapons can tear through armor, flesh, and bone. Their real power, however, is subjugation. Blood, magic, and voice-laced spellcraft attack the victim's thoughts, desires, and emotional resistance. The coven does not simply force human men into captivity. It breaks their identities until they accept the witch's control and willingly remain inside iron cages as obedient Thralls. By that stage, Mindslaver infection follows 4 stages. First, the creature identifies a high-value host. Priests, paladins, soldiers, and guards are preferred because their training remains useful after infection. Second, crown tentacles pierce the skin beneath the collar. The Mindslaver then injects subcutaneous filaments directly into the nervous system. During neurobinding, those filaments override independent motor control. The final stage is hive subjugation. The host retains physical strength, combat training, and learned abilities, but no longer possesses personal autonomy. Every infected victim begins speaking with the same collective voice: "We are one." No cure is known. Eradication requires massive trauma to the Mindslaver's throat seam, or crown. Voidborn creatures develop specialized combat forms. The spider form is a rapid tactical hunter protected by chitin and reinforced limbs. Acid can dissolve its armor, while alchemical sleep powder introduced through the eye pits can disable its foot nervous system. The pit horror occupies the opposite end of the battlefield. Summoned through blood pits, it functions as heavy artillery. It can survive blue fire and regenerate damaged or severed limbs. Normal soldiers cannot reliably defeat a pit horror through direct combat. It must be destroyed by an extra-dimensional equivalent, such as a shadow fiend, or contained through overwhelming specialized force. The Shadowborn are not feral monsters. They are the surviving members of a highly organized race condemned to the Shadow Realm by the Old One. Malzaroth. Their exile created a civilization driven by vengeance. They hold a particular hatred for Malzaroth and the cultists who continue serving him. Shadowborn, hunting parties, enter door through black doors, temporary dimensional breaches that radiate an iron-tasting cold. These creatures remain connected to their native realm. If one is killed in the mortal world, its manifested body dissolves into smoke and its essence returns home. Defeating a Shadowborn in Door is therefore banishment, not Shadowborn combat depends on transforming darkness into temporary physical matter. Hunters grow knives directly from their palms, or draw them from their own shadows. Their chains move like living restraints, wrapping around limbs, throats, and armor before dragging victims away from their allies. Severed chains can dissolve and reform as long as the hunter maintains control. Shadowborn, hunting parties attack in coordinated packs. Shadowhounds strike first, tracking prey and breaking defensive formations. The hunters follow with chains and thrown shadow spikes before closing with knives. They prefer killing at close range. These manifestations remain vulnerable to concentrated light. Magnesium flashes can blind Shadowborn hunters, blister their skin, disrupt their movement through darkness, and reduce their shadows to useless smears. The same light can cause shadowhounds to collapse into vapor. Acid can also corrode manifested chains. While Iron Law wards make shadow weapons heavy and difficult to control, Shadowborn weapons are deadly because they move between darkness and physical matter, but forcing them into the light breaks that advantage. Shadow fiends are massive combat manifestations standing more than twice the height of a human soldier. Their bodies consist of condensed shadow and smoke. Physical attacks pass harmlessly through them while they remain ethereal. The creature only becomes vulnerable when part of its body solidifies to strike, seize, or crush a target. Even during that brief opening, conventional steel cannot permanently destroy the creature. High-tier light artifacts such as the Veil Heart are required. Their concentrated energy shreds the fiend's shadow matter and reduces its manifested body to raw nothingness. The three hostile realms produce fundamentally different enemies. The dead use rusted weapons, decaying bodies, and green necromantic fire. Blood magic controls their movement, but decapitation or the direct command of Lord Locke can end their animation. Voidborn creatures use barbed weapons, bone spurs, chitin, and unstable proto-flesh. Mindslavers control victims through neural filaments and the hive mind. Acid, joint destruction, and severe physical trauma remain the most effective counters. Shadowborn forces wield anchor chains and mist blades. Their coal-black bodies and silver eyes belong to a system that cannot be permanently destroyed through ordinary mortal combat. Concentrated magnesium light and artifacts such as the Veil Heart provide the only reliable path to eradication. The Inquisitor's final lesson is simple. Never fight one realm's creatures using the rules of another. For more information on the creatures and monsters of the Grim Shadows universe, read the Chronicles of Cain. You can purchase it from Amazon, Walmart, and many other locations. Grimdark to its bones.